Okay, every year thousands of tons of unsold clothes, shoes and fashion accessories are destroyed. This week the EU has banned large retailers from throwing unworn goods away, saying they must find ways to avoid dumping them. So could this happen here in Australia? Ainsley Simpson is the CEO of Australia's National Clothing Stewardship Scheme, Seamless, and joins us now from Sydney. Good morning to you, Ainsley. This may come to a shock to a lot of people, but tell us about the level of clothes that are being destroyed before they are even worn.
Good morning, Catherine. It is shocking, but it's not surprising. Most fashion businesses are built on volume and trends and constant newness, so this quickly leads to overproduction. Typically, businesses are ordering 2 to 3 seasons in advance, and who knows whether we're going to have a warm winter or a soggy summer in 2028. On top of that, 97% of our clothing here in Australia is imported, and most offshore manufacturers have minimum order quantities, which are typically really high. So businesses are typically and consistently ordering up to 30% more than they actually need. What we know based on Seamless data is that the problem is getting worse. In Australia, clothing brands accumulated or stockpiled 17% more unsold items year on year. So our wardrobes and our warehouses are filling fast, but so are our landfills.
Yes, and Aussies love shopping. I was shocked to find out that Aussies buy 55 items per year. Wasn't shocked at that, but that makes us second only to the US, which is an incredible stat. As for the EU and that ban, what difference will it make to companies when they're thinking about ordering, or will they just find loopholes?
Well, the ban makes the consequences of overproduction harder to ignore. So sales is not going to be the only metric that matters. Within businesses, we'll see more teamwork, technology and feedback loops between designers and buyers, retail outlets and the distribution centres. But more importantly, we'll also see more partnerships with reuse and resale with charities, and that will lead to better commercial, environmental and social outcomes.
Just checking in on where we're at in Australia, we know we love shopping, but is this practice happening in Australia? Are a lot of clothes and accessories that go unsold getting destroyed?
Unfortunately, we have an even bigger problem. We have overproduction and overconsumption. You just mentioned Australians have a ferocious fashion appetite, more than one new item a week, which is second only to the US. But importantly, we're also sending the equivalent of a fully loaded garbage truck with clothing to landfill every 8 minutes every day of the year. Now, Seamless, as a voluntary product stewardship scheme, is working together with 56 responsible brands who have joined us as members. These are small and large businesses, trusted brands like David Jones, R.M. Williams, Lorna Jane, the iconic Sports Girl, Universal Store and more. They are each contributing 4 cents for every new garment so that we can ensure we have quality clothing that lasts. It can be shared and donated multiple times before it reaches that point where it is no longer fit for use, but then it will be recycled into high-value products like commercial and residential insulation, furniture fillings, and in the future also clothing, because we all wear clothes and 50% of Australians wear a uniform every day. But there are 14,000 businesses trading in the country, and not all of them are stepping up to invest in the systems that we need and that Australians deserve.
Just quickly, Ainsley, before we let you go, you're also asking companies to become more involved in the product life, as in after a consumer buys it, to get more involved in what happens after that. What would that involve?
Well, What we've seen from a program of works recently completed is that we already have the capacity and capability to recycle more. Australians want to recycle more and they deserve better. So the evidence is clear, like what is happening in the EU and in California, the only fair, responsible and viable solution is for the Australian government to regulate so that every producer is held to account for the clothing waste that they are producing, whether they are large and small, whether they are local or international, and that way every Australian can choose, enjoy and recycle more responsibly.
Ainsley Simpson.